In this video, we will talk about how to write an exponential function based on only the values in a table. So an exponential function takes this form: y equals a times b to the power of x, where a is just the value of y when x is equal to 0, and b is the number that you multiply by to get the next y value in the table. So let's check out this table of x, y values right here, and let's see if we can write an exponential function to describe the relationship between x and y. So we said that a, that's just going to be the value of y when x is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0, we can see that y is equal to 4. So a is equal to 4. And to find b, that's just the number that we multiply each y value by to get the next y value. So for example, here we have a y value of 1, and here we have a value of 2. So how do we go from 1 to 2? What do we multiply by? That would be 2, so we have to multiply by 2. Now, how do we go from 2 to 4? Well, again, we have to multiply by 2. And to go from 4 to 8, we multiply by 2. And to go from 8 to 16, we multiply by 2. So notice it's the same each time. We're always multiplying by 2. So that means b is equal to 2. So our exponential equation is just going to be y is equal to 4 times 2 to the power of x. And that's our final answer. Now, a cool thing about this is that you can double check your work to make sure you got the right equation by just plugging in a value of x from the table and see if you get the correct y value. So for example, if we plug in 2 for x, we should get 16 for y. So if we plug in a 2 right here, we get 4 times 2 to the power of 2. So 2 to the power of 2, that's 4, and 4 times 4 is 16, which matches the y value in the table. So that's how we know we got the right answer. So that's just a way to double check yourself. All right, let's try one more example. Let's say we have this table of x, y values. How can we write the exponential function to summarize this relationship between x and y? Well, we said a is going to be the value of y when x is 0. So when x is 0, we can see y is 12. So a is just going to be equal to 12. Now b, that's the value that we multiply each y value to get the next y value. So to go from 432 to 72, that's not exactly obvious what we have to multiply by, but let's pick something easier to start with. So let's go from 12 to 2, what do we have to multiply by? Well, we can see that the y values are decreasing. So when they're decreasing like this, sometimes it's easier to say, how do you go from 2 to 12? Well, that would be multiplying by 6. So in order to go from 12 to 2, we have to do the opposite of that, or the reciprocal, which would be multiply by 1 over 6. And we'll notice that we have to do the same to go from 2 to 1/3, we also have to multiply by 1/6. So if we say 2 over 1 times 1 over 6, we get 2 times 1 is 2, 1 times 6 is 6, which is 2/6, or that can be reduced to 1/3. So it looks like the rule is we're multiplying by 1/6 to get the next y value in each sequence. So b in this case is going to be 1/6. So our final equation will be y is equal to 12 times 1/6 to the power of x. Now again, to double check yourself that you got the right answer, you can plug in a value of x from the table and see if you get the correct y value. So let's pick an easy one. Let's pick an x value of 1. If we plug in a 1 for x right here, 1/6 to the power of 1 is just 1/6. So we get y is equal to 12 times 1/6. And if we want to rewrite it as 12 over 1 times 1/6 and multiply straight across, we get 12 times 1 is 12, 1 times 6 is 6, so 12 divided by 6, that's equal to 2, and that does match the y value that we get in the table. So again, that's just a way to double check ourselves.